Welcome back, everybody. It's a cold November evening. Just got back to the garage from work. It's a 40-minute drive, so it's a little rough, but here I am. I was here yesterday about 3 hours, managed to get the AC compressor on. I think that was it. I spent far too long messing with this bolt. I should have just waited for my dad to bring his grinder, but make up for that, I'm here again today. I'm gonna try and get the alternator on, try to get the power steering on, try to get all the electrical and vacuum lines and throttle hooked up for the engine. So let's get started with that. I'll catch back up with you probably underneath the car. Got my starter installed yesterday. I just got to hook up the wires. The copper wires grown quite stiff. Oh boy. Big old crack in the shielding. Well, gonna need a new starter wire. Sheathing has just ruined all this. Really no point hooking it up like that. Alright, add it to the list. Next thing I did, I came and I hooked up this ground wire on the turbocharger. Next I'm supposed to hook up the radiator, but I got a custom one I have to fit, so I'm gonna skip that for now. Okay, next I'm gonna hook up the heater control valve, which is this fancy thing here. Alright, first thing I'm hooking up here, this coolant line runs straight down and goes across into the turbo. It feeds off of this top of this tree here. So I got that hose on there. Took some muscle, but I got this. That is the coolant return line. It goes to the same coolant tree. Let's see what's next. We're gonna go from the coolant bottle straight into this T-fitting here. Alright, next I came over here, hooked up the O2 sensor, going down to the elbow. Now I'm looking for the vacuum line that connects to the air inlet. The vacuum system, I had to ask the Merkur community for help because it got me a little stumped. Got the air inlet tube on. Dix come over here, hook up my power steering. Boom. Alright, that is the power steering pump. Back in. I'm just gonna hook up the line. Here with my down pipe. I didn't realize this until now. The bottom half of it cut off one of the bolts. That's what the back side of it looks like. I'm gonna have to drill and tap this out. Well, not tap it. I'm gonna have to drill this out. So let's work on that. All I got accomplished was mangling this bolt, stuck bolt over here. Got it drilled all the way through to about the end of this nut, and I got it cut all the way through to about where I've drilled. But I just gave up on that for today. I'll take the grinder to it when I come back. And then I got the AC compressor bracket mounted up, and I got the compressor mounted to the bracket. I also checked the fit on my radiator. It's going to be the same size as the stock one, the width of the mounts. But the mount on this side, the nut that's tacked in there is broken off just like the drive shaft was. So I'm probably just tack a nut on the outside here and put a little spacer on the other side to match, and it'll just sit a little bit lower. But that'll be it for today. I'm heading home. I'm about ready to sleep. So y'all have a great one. So long. All right, it's Saturday morning. I'm back with the downpipe. Got the grinder this time, so we should be able to zip this bolt right off of here. No problemo. You can see here, explain what I'm doing. It's got a hole in it. There, you can see my finger poking through. So I'm just going to take this sanding wheel I got, my dad's got, on his beautiful Kawasaki. And we're gonna clean this up. I'm gonna try and just slap some weld on here and get it to seal a little bit better. So let's do some grinding. Yeah, motherfucker. Alright, so after all that grinding, I finally got this stupid broken bolt out of here. So now let me just slap a little weld in here, clean this sucker up. Let's go for it. Alright, welcome back. My downpipe had a hole in it, so I just went to town teaching myself to weld an exhaust. Oh! Here's what I got. I laid a bunch of beads on this side just to thicken up the metal. And the hole was plugged over here somewhere. Should Probably add some beads in here to thicken this up where it's scaled away as well. So I might try that. Put some spray paint on my horrible welds just to protect them. And it's probably gonna just burn off. This is the downpipe, but now I'm trying to get this power steering line hooked up, the last one. Alright, I forgot to put the hose clamp on. Rookie mistake. Alright, power steering line. It's hooked up. This one right here. Alrighty, I have to weld in a new mounting point for my radiator because the same scenario as the drive shaft. There's a nut tack welded in there inside the chassis rail, and the tack weld is broken off. So I'm just going to weld this nut on the outside. Use a spacer on the other side just to make things easier. Let's give this a whirl. Alright, that may have been overkill. Alright, got some more sloppy welds laid. Just throw a little paint on there. Be good to go. There, I got some good penetration. I don't know if you can see back that far. There's two little dots behind that blue bolt and in front of that broken bolt. Looks good to me. Alright, so now I'll be able to mount up that radiator. No problemo. Alright, I just spent about 2 to 5 minutes with the broom. And man, look at this place. This is a nice place to work now. That's all it takes sometimes. 2 to 5 minutes. Sweep up your area. Can turn your whole day around. Get away. Well, transmission's in. Engine's in. Drive shaft's in. Not that you can see it. Rear end's hooked up. Engine turns the wheels. I got the weld done for the radiator. Man, checking things off the list left and right. I got the power steering line on. I taped up my starter wire, the terrible one. Just put tape on it. I'm gonna try and put the alternator on. I'm gonna try and hook up. Oh God, look at me. Look at me, what a day it's been. I'm gonna put the alternator on now. I'm gonna hook up the rest of the wires. The vacuum fittings I got, not the right size. Well, it turns out my inlet tube is supposed to have a hanger welded onto it that is broken off, so I'm gonna have to weld that back on before I reinstall it. So that's on pause for now, till I can find the hanger, and then I'll have to weld it. Go ahead and mount up the alternator. Alright, alternator is on. I found a nut to fit on here. I came in, I just bolted on this bracket, 2 bolts here, clipped the throttle in, and now we got throttle, baby. Next, I'm going to go underneath the car. I'm going to hook up the fuel return line. This motor came with one on it, so I'm just going to unhook it right up here. Million times easier. So I got this specialty tool to remove these fuel lines. It's a quick disconnect. If I can get this on here, I'll show you how to use it. So this tool slips over the line. Hear that pop? Means it came off. So now, just pull the line off. Easy as that. Quick disconnect. Love it. Alright, I got all the electrical connections done, all the vacuum lines on, just got to put belts on, need power steering fluid, don't really need that yet. Oh, the radiator. So I got my aluminum radiator mocked up. I already fixed the bottom mount, I just got to work out some top mounts, but that shouldn't be too bad. But that's it for today. That's not gonna sound good.